All right, hey everyone, Charlie here. Today I'm going to be fixing a little bit of my countertop. So I had a bottle of Tabasco in a plastic bag and we were coming home from a picnic and I was bringing the bag up and the bottom of the bag hit the edge of the quartz countertop I got here, and the Tabasco bottle won. So Tabasco 1, quartz countertop 0. Now it's very small chip, you can feel it. On the side, it's kind of, let's see if we can find where it is here. You can kind of see a slight dip, right? And the top has a very small kind of a cutout here. Looking at it from this angle, let's see if I can get to focus on this. You can kind of see where the top is a little bit imperfect. You see it kind of took a little chunk out, and the side, you can kind of see a slight divot as well. So I got this kit on Amazon, HIMG surface repair, cures in minutes. It's basically a clear repair kit, and apparently it's really good, and it has all this stuff in it: a syringe, micro tip, polishing paste, application stick, curing strip, alcohol cleaning pad, LED light, and then 2 types of sandpaper, and it's made in America. And basically it fills in the stuff, and you don't want to overfill it, I guess. But it can make it basically look a lot better, probably unnoticeable. And this, I mean, even now, you're just looking at it, you can't really tell. From the side, you can't really tell, but of course, I know it's there. So if I have the lights off, you can kind of see a little bit more if the light's coming in from like the side. Let's take a look. So you can kind of see it a little bit better when there's no lights above. You can kind of see that divot here and the side. So it's really small. I mean, here's my finger. I mean, it's really small. Yeah, and it's not very deep, but we're gonna see if we can fill it up. One question might be, what do we get in this repair kit? Let's open it up and see what we have. We have instructions, great. And we have a little syringe looking thing. And we've got a bag full of goodies. And in this goodie bag, we've got even more stuff. We have nothing left in there and nothing left in there. Put this back. We've got alcohol cleaning wipe. It's like 2 types of sandpaper. This one's rougher, this one's less rough. This is 2000 less rough. This must be the, what, 220? 220 grit, more rough. Looks like a little lid. Oh no, this is a little needle head for the goop, the acrylic. Popsicle stick. Oh, Flitz polish paste. Oh, if upgraded your kit, something bonus, a bonus item. Oh, this is like a light holder, I think. I think you fold it and then the little light can go. And then you have an LED light, which helps cure it. I think it's LED. And then some kind of piece of paper here. So let's read the instructions and see what it says to do. It's got nice little pictures here. So clean the defect and surrounding area so it's free of dust and dirt. Use the included alcohol prep pad to remove any oils or contaminants. Make sure the area is completely dry before proceeding to step 2. Place an applicator tip on the light cure acrylic syringe and apply a small amount of repair acrylic in the defect. For best results, don't overfill. A perfectly filled and cured repair will not require sanding or polishing. We suggest that you make repairs in small sections no longer than 1/4 of an inch or 6 millimeters. Deeper damages will require curing in layers. Additional colors of light cure acrylic repair material can be purchased for color blending applications. I think they said that, oh, also it comes with this. Look at this. Almost missed that. I think it said that for lighter colored countertops, the clear one is good or something. Place the included curing strip on top of the uncured light cure acrylic. Using the included wooden stick, gently touch the top of the curing strip to help push the repair material into the damage. Okay, if your damage is larger than a curing strip, then you can use clear packing tape folded sticky side to sticky side. Packing tape is also helpful when repairing an edge, as it uses a retaining wall to hold the repair material in place. Activate the constant on switch on the LED light and use the LED light stand to hold and focus the blue light just above the curing strip. The light cure acrylic will not cure on its own. Exposure duration will depend on the size of the damage, but it's safe to start with 5 to 7 minutes. Before removing the curing strip, use the included wooden stick to test for hardness. Okay. Additional LED exposure may be needed, especially for larger damages. We recommend focusing the LED light in different sections of the damage. Remove the curing strip and verify for a complete cure. If the repair remains tacky after additional LED exposure, you may use rubbing alcohol to gently wipe the repaired surface. Next, use the yellow 220 grit sandpaper to remove any other overfilled material. Rub in gentle circles. Then, for increased shine, use the included gray 2000 grit wet sanding paper with a dab of water. Be extremely careful when sanding softer surfaces like cultured marble or acrylics. Hazing or scratching may occur if you are too aggressive. For best results, sand the repaired area to make it level with the surrounding area. Gently apply a few drops of polishing paste on the repaired area to wipe away dust while polishing the repaired area for maximum shine. All right. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's any more. Oh, it does open, but oh, it's all different languages. Look at that on the back too. It says, note, it is important to follow each step to ensure an efficient repair and optimal results. If tackiness remains after full curing duration, wipe with rubbing alcohol, then sand and polish as directed. We recommend storing syringes with microtips installed. Gently pull back on the plunger to pull the repair material inside the syringe body. Shelf life, LCA has a shelf life of 18 months. All right, so it is clean. So let's, I might wipe it off one more time. Let's get going. All right, so I'm going to wipe this off with the alcohol curing, or no, it's not alcohol curing, with the alcohol wipe. This is just a normal alcohol wipe, it looks like, 70% isopropyl alcohol for external use only, so be advised. I'll wipe this whole area out, including into it, and around the bottom, around the side, into the groove, get that all cleaned up and ready to go. Very good. Get that away. What my plan is since it kind of goes down along the side a little bit, I'm going to bend this down and around the edge so it'll mold to the shape of the hole perfectly. But what I need to do is get a little piece of tape on each end of the little clear stuff, because then I can hold it down against the countertop or something, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to prepare ahead of time by just getting a couple pieces of tape. Oops, that's way too big. All right, a couple pieces of like Scotch tape, and just kind of letting it, getting it ready so that when I do go to, after I fill the syringe and whatnot, I can, tie it down like so, and have it be hopefully clean. So I'll just set that aside, right over to, oh, you can't even see it, right there it is. Okay, let's see if I can focus back on the actual place we're working on. Okay, super. So now we're supposed to take this, I don't know if we have to open it. Do you open it or do you just stick it? It says place the place the applicator tip on it. I think you have to open it first. So I guess you open this thing. Yeah, it does open, it kind of screws off. Oh, perfect. Screws off, and you take the applicator tip and you stick it right on top. I guess does it screw on? Oh, it looks like it screws on. Oh, it does screw on. Okay, so it's a screw. It's not just a push it on thing. All right, so now the idea is to, oh, this little piece is falling off. The idea is to start putting this on and filling it in exactly. And not overfilling is actually desired. So I think I might have enough already. You don't want to overfill. You can sand a bit if you do, but ideally, I think I have enough already. I'm going to set this aside. It just says place. So you put the curing strip on top of it, and then use the wooden stick and gently touch the top to help push the repair material into the damage. So I think I've got that. So I'm going to take this piece. Do I have enough? That's the question. I think I do. I think I probably have too much, but I'm going to go like this and use the wooden stick. Push it into the damage. So on the top, on the bottom. I think I have a little too much, but that's okay. It's hard to tell exactly how much you need. See, if I have extra, I can kind of just, maybe I can scoop it out to the sides and just wipe it off. So I'm going at it from both sides, the side and the top. Hopefully make it as even and level and good as possible. Now what I'll do is get a little paper towel and kind of wipe off the excess that comes off the sides. If there is any, it's hard to kind of tell. And the top. I don't think there's too much that came out, but that looks pretty good. Let me take a look. Wiping off any of the excess that kind of comes out the sides. I don't know if I can get all of it, but we'll try. It's definitely frustrating when you bonk something into the corner and it ever so slightly chips. It feels pretty good. It's hard to tell under the curing strip, but I am kind of trying to make it as flat as possible on both the vertical side, which is not so big, and the horizontal side, which is the top, which is a little bigger. And then let me dampen. No, I don't want to dampen it, just in case it screws up something. Kind of wipe away as much of this stuff along the outside that I can push out as I can. Maybe I'll get a tiny, tiny bit of water. Tiny bit of water. Just make it ever so slightly damp and just wipe around the edges of it where it's out. Get as much off as possible. Basically the four sides, right? Maybe the corners as well. So the part that's being cured is going to be cured is under the tape or curing material, which is basically just a piece of plastic. Okay, now let's wipe it off with the dry side. All right, now let's one more time. Take this, kind of mold it as best as possible. All right, perfect. All right, so on the LED light, you kind of just squeeze it and it turns on. But on the top here, I don't know if you can see, there is a little tiny little switch, and if you pull that down, it stays on. So that's what we want. I'm gonna stick this little, so it came with this little flat thing that you can kind of bend, and then that bottom side's reflective. So I think what I wanna do is kind of set it like this, and then stick the light into it, like so that the light, as best as possible, is over the area to be cured. And you set it just kind of like that. As for this, I'll wipe off the edge of this stuff, and I'll save this stuff for the future. Suck it in just slightly, it says, and then that's about it. What I might do is put a little piece of tape and just cover the tip of it just to kind of seal it, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm just gonna go like this, just to hopefully keep it from drying out even further. And yeah. In the meantime, we'll leave that there for a while. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm gonna over cure it, and then I probably will try coming down on the other side and doing from the side as well. But we'll see what happens. Another thing that I read that you can do is actually use your iPhone flashlight to help. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my iPhone flashlight, because I have this on a tripod right now. And so I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit, tilt it up just a little bit, and have my iPhone flashlight going at it from the side as well. Hopefully that'll help increase the curing time and also aid with the curing on from the right side. passed, but I did notice I can feel a little bit of a ridge on the top, and only maybe a couple minutes have passed, and it is starting to get harder. But it feels like there's a little ridge which I can sand down. I'm trying to debate whether I should just mess with it or just leave it alone and then let it cure and then sand afterward. I think I'll probably just leave it alone and let it sand afterward and sand it afterward. All right, so it's been, I don't know, probably 15 minutes or so. Yeah, about 15 minutes since I started the whole process with that brief pause underneath. I'm gonna take this off and see. I think we are going to need to do a little sanding because I did notice that little, you know, mound of acrylic, if you will, over there. So we'll see. It feels like it's pretty hard. It's a little on the sticky side, but it's pretty hard yet. It does look like it could be sanded down a bit. So far it looks, I mean, it kind of shiny, and we'll see how it turns out. Touching, pressing on, and it looks like it's, oh, I think we're gonna have to, I think it filled it in, but I think we have a little extra. So let's keep following the instructions and see how it turns out. Remove the, cure should verify complete cure. It says if it's a little tacky after additional LED exposure, just a little bit maybe, use rubbing alcohol to gently wipe the repaired surface. So let's gently wipe the repaired surface with the alcohol wipey again. It's still wet. I kind of gently wipe it, wiping gently. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a mound there, so I did put a little bit too much, but nothing a little sanding can't fix. Wondering if I should let it cure a little bit longer. Well, it's not tacky now that I cleaned it with alcohol, so put this alcohol wipe back away and wrap it up to help prevent it from drying out more. All right, so now it says, use the 220 grit sandpaper to remove any overfilled material. All right, so this is what we're gonna do now. We're going to, there's a little bit of overfilled material, so I'm gonna gently go like this and try to take some of that off without getting anything else. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some more tape and mask off this area around it so I don't accidentally get more than I want. You can kind of see it, it is a little bit, oh shoot. Tape cutter, it's not working so great. All right, I'm gonna put it on the different sides, and I'll put some on the bottom as well. The bottom doesn't really, I don't think the bottom's gonna need anything, but so let's take this and kind of sand it down a little bit. Oh, they give us like 2 pieces of it. Gently sand this down. Oh, it is getting flatter already, I can tell. And maybe a little on the side, just a hair. It's pretty flat. Doesn't take too much to get this off, I think. Next it says, use 2000 for increased shine. So if you zoom up here, here's the 2000 one. I'll give it increased shine. Ooh, lovely sounds. Now it does look like there's like a hole still, and I can still feel a little bit. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is do it one more time and see how that works. I might have to do it a second time. Oh, maybe it's, actually that might be the tape that I'm feeling. Actually, okay. So, and a few drops of polishing paste to wipe away dust. Let me take this all off now, all this tape that I stuck around here. Oh, look at all that tape. Okay, come on, tape. right, any more up there? No. I can still almost feel I could almost do a little bit more with the 2000, I think. Just to get a tiny bit more off. Oops, sorry. So, just to get a little bit more off of the top. I might actually need a little bit more of the 221. Mainly the top that has too much. Let's get a little bit more of the 220. I wonder if I could take a little razor blade and take that across the top. It is raised up slightly. If I'm looking at it straight from the side, it's a little raised. I might do it one more time just to final touch it after I get. So I put a tiny bit too much on the top. That's the problem. Here, let me fold the sandpaper again. See if I can't get a nice little put a little bit more tape around the three sides of the top there, and then I can go at it maybe a little more aggressively. Let's see. Okay, let's get some tape. One. Two. Try to get as close to the edges of that extraness as I can, and then I can just kind of go at it. All right, let's peel it off and see what we're left with. I can try that polishing stuff too and see if that does anything to help make it look even more. Okay, I mean, you can kind of feel a little bit of a dip, so I think I might do it one more time. You can kind of feel a dip. So it's looking maybe better. It's filled in. Let's see if we can see it. Where's my finger here? It's filled in a bit, but you can still feel a dip, so I think I'm gonna have to do it again. I'm gonna add a little bit more because it can still feel it a hair. What I do wanna do is not overdo it because that becomes kind of a pain. So I'm gonna be very, very, very careful to put only a tiny bit in. Alexa, living room off. See if I can see it a little better this way. Probably overdone it already. It barely takes anything. Light take 2. I'll use my cell phone like I did before and use that light as well. All right, so I let that sit there for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. See how this is now. Take that off. It's not very sticky, maybe a tiny, tiny bit, not much. I'm gonna take a little bit of that. Oh, don't have the alcohol wipe. Alcohol wipe's right here. Just wipe it down a little bit. Super, now I'm gonna do the tape thing and basically just do the exact same thing we did before. Doesn't feel like there's a whole lot extra. Looks like it's pretty smooth already, but I'm just gonna, I don't think I'm gonna need to even use the, see if I can see this very well. I wanna get this on close to the sides to avoid any over, what do you wanna call it? Over sanding. I wanna sand anywhere I don't have to. Now, is this gonna be perfect? Probably not, but I think it'll make it so that it's essentially invisible to the naked eye, if you know what I mean. Unless you're like really looking for it, really getting down close. The color seems to be quite good actually because it's so light. So I think for this one, I'm just going to go straight to the superfine 2000 grit sandpaper. Just kind of go like that. Rub it around on the that part there. Try not to sand anything I don't want to sand. Fold over a bit. It's pretty good, I think. Hard to tell how much is this and how much is hard to tell how much is you know what, right? Like how much is the tape and how much is the actual thing I'm trying to sand and whatnot. So let's take that stuff off now as I drop it all over the floor. And then let's wipe it down real nice. Fingernail action, all right. It's pretty good. There's a little black thing in there. Let's see what that is. It might just wipe right off. Let me get a little... This alcohol wipe is pretty dry right now. I might get some more rubbing alcohol. All right, so now I've got some more alcohol. Isopropyl, I think it's just, oops, that's a lot. Okay, let's not do that. Wipe that up real quick. Let me wipe this down one more time. Make this nice and clean. And dry it off. That's pretty good. I was afraid there was something black that fell in there or something. I don't think that's it. I think it's just how it's reflecting light. But that looks, oh, it's smooth too. The top is almost perfectly smooth. The side is perfect. And the corner seems really well done. Let's see if I can get just the top just ever so slightly more indiscernible. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Let's wipe it off with more, just rubbing alcohol one, I think so. Wipe it, dry it. That's pretty good. Now let's get the polishing stuff now. So take a look at that, that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna get the polishing stuff that's been upgraded. Oh, they threw in an extra 99-cent thing. There you go. Apply with cloth or paper towel, do not let dry. Buff. corrosion, apply with synthetic scrubbing pad. What does it say in this instruction? A few drops of polishing paste on the prepared area to wipe away dust while polishing it for maximum shine. All right, so let's get a little paper towel or something. And let me rip this. I don't need a big piece. Get a little bit of this polishing whatever paste. Stick a few drops. Oh, it's blue. Look at that. It's blue. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. Polishing paste. And then I'll just kind of go around here and it says apply it. And what does it say? Don't let dry. Oh, here it says don't let dry, right? Apply with cloth. Do not let dry. Buff. I can't even find the thing I did. Here it is. Making a mess everywhere though. And then let's wipe it away. Buff it out. A little blue one in there. How did that happen? Is there a little hole? It does look pretty good. It's a little bit of blue that went in there somehow. How did that happen? Wipe. It's almost perfectly smooth. I mean, I don't think anyone would be able to notice it unless you're really looking for it. A little bit more alcohol and clean that top off again. Just real clean. Some blue went in there somehow, maybe a little hole. Use my fingernail maybe and get a little bit of it out. I don't want to create more holes in it or anything. It's pretty good. I don't know if there's a little blue in there or if that's just me thinking there's blue in there. I don't think it wouldn't be blue in there. It'd come out as I wipe it. Okay, I think that's good. There's not blue in there, is there? Let me see. Let's zoom up to, where is it? Here, there's not a bit of blue in there or anything, is there? Let's see if I can focus. All right, so we are right over here. I think there might have been a tiny little hole in what I had done, and a little bit of the paste went in, but I think I got it out. All right, so let's take a look at what it looks like. Let's wipe this off one final time. Now, it looks pretty good. Is it perfect? No, but I don't know if it's noticeable to anyone. Maybe, but it's pretty smooth. Let's take a look a little bit up close here. So, from the side, I mean, you can kind of still see a lip, but it doesn't feel like it at all. Let's see, here it is. And from the top, if we can get to focus, let's see, where is it? Here it is. You can kind of feel it a little bit. Oops, right, where is it? Here. Sorry, the camera keeps wanting to focus on something else. I have to keep kind of feeling it with my finger to find it. You can kind of, it's hard to see. It is seeable if you look really close. It's, you know, because it's basically clear, but it feels pretty smooth. And so anything back further than a tiny bit and it's hard to see. It's like, where is it right now? It is here. And then, so it's pretty good. If we turn the lights off, Alexa, downstairs off. Even with the you know, the most visible, when the light's coming from one direction, you can kind of see it if you're real up close. Where is it? Right here. You can kind of see it if you're really up close. I'm super close right now. Here's my finger for comparison, really close. And side view, finger for comparison, my index finger. But, you know, if you're just standing up looking, you don't really see much anything, which is good. So overall, it's pretty good. Alexa, kitchen on. No, it's not listening. Alexa, downstairs on. So it looks pretty good. So is my hand for comparison. You know, you can kind of see where it is, but it's pretty smooth. And I think it's about as good as it can get, and it's pretty good. So on the side, you can kind of still see it. You can kind of see a little imperfection, but you don't feel it so much. You feel a little bit, but it filled in most of it. And again, sorry for the focusing issues. It's hard to get this thing to focus on something like that. If you look at it at a diagonal angle, you can kind of see it, but you can also, here's a good view. You can kind of see where it cleared it, and this is my size of my finger for comparison. So, you know, it's not perfect if you're super close, but, you know, if you zoom out a little bit, it's like, where is it? Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, well, thanks for going on that little adventure. I still got a lot of this stuff left, so I'll probably just wrap up the end of this and then save it for hopefully never having to use it again. Take care, bye-bye.